Hello, and welcome to the first episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. I hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday. I'm your host, Taylor Leigh. Okay, so you guys, I'm already on the verge of a crash out. We're gonna just jump right into it, and I'm just gonna spill a little bit of personal tea on me and what's going on in my life right now. So, I'm on the verge of a little crash out because my microphone is giving me problems. Okay. I literally, I've been having the worst luck. I've been having the absolute worst luck. I had a microphone, perfectly good microphone, perfectly fine, perfectly great. Everything was great. Everything was fine. I had recorded some drafts. I was getting all ready to set up for this podcast. Now, I am a mom. If you don't know, now you know. I'm a mom of two. And my son decided to throw my microphone. And when he did that, he had broken something inside of it. And when I picked it up, I had heard a rattling, and right away I knew that wasn't good. I had tried to record, it wasn't working. Very upset about it. I had to get a new microphone. I did end up getting 2 new microphones with a G1 mixer. However, your girl has never used a G1 mixer before. My old microphone before was just plain basic, simple as they come, barely any settings on it. I had it all figured out down to a T. Okay. Now, unfortunately, I'm lost. I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. So, bear with me, please. This is not going to be the first official episode of Spill the Tea with Taylor Leigh. I want to be able to give you guys the best possible content that I can. I have so many ideas. I have so many things in the works. I have so much going on behind the scenes that you guys don't even know. And I really just want to bring it all to you and just have it be everything that I have envisioned it to be. And this is not it. So, this is just a very quick little introduction episode giving you kind of a taste of who I am, what to expect. I have ADHD. I talk very fast. If you're someone who likes to listen to podcasts on times 2 speed, or even just, 1.2, 1.5, stuff like that, like me, who cannot handle listening to people talk slowly, then I am your girl. You are not going to need to fast forward this with me. I can promise you that. I just wanted to go ahead and say that this is going to be, yes, just a little pilot episode because, who's the pilot of this aircraft? Who let me do a podcast? Absolutely no one. Absolutely nobody. Nobody asked for this. I'm just giving it to y'all straight. I'm a yapper. Okay, I love to talk. I love diving into all kinds of tea, especially when it's not my own. I love just reading Reddit stories online and seeing things online and sharing my thoughts and opinions and talking about it with my besties. So that's kind of what I wanted to do here. I've wanted to start a podcast for a long time, and if you know me personally, then you know that this is absolutely nothing new. This is nothing that's just coming out of the woodworks. This is something that has been in my mind and on my to-do list for a long time of some of my goals, wanting to really take my creativity to the next level and share it with the people. I have been told that I need to do something with my voice, that I need to find some kind of career or some kind of outlet with my voice because I do talk so much. I love to overshare. I love to give my unsolicited advice and my unsolicited opinions. And I want to try and keep it light and as fun as it possibly can. So I don't want you guys to get too bored of me and too sick of my voice only. So I am going to be doing some episodes with some guests. Today's episode is just a solo episode, but I do have some of my besties coming on, and I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed at all. Not be disappointed at all. So I also wanted to just quickly say that this is a limited series experiment. Okay. Unless the feedback is really strong, this is just a trial run. I'm going to come out with a limited number of episodes. I haven't quite decided yet. I have a number in my head, but I don't want to say it out loud just in case I change my mind. But I have a rough estimate of how many episodes that I'm going to be coming out with. And then, each week, I'm going to be trying for each week, but at least each episode. I'll be sipping some tea with my besties, whether that's sometimes solo by myself, just talking to you guys, or also with some of my actual besties sitting here dishing it up with me, spilling that tea, serving it up, piping hot. We are going to be kind of going into some of our own stories, spilling some of our own personal tea at that time. Nothing too crazy, nothing too personal. Okay. Don't get too excited here. And then we're going to be diving into some of the wildest tea that we can find on Reddit and maybe some anonymous fan submissions. We'll see. Might be asking some friends to share. Maybe I'll put out a post and see. I'll create some type of forum if anybody wants to do some online anonymous submissions that you would love for us to read and discuss on here. And yeah, we're just going to be diving into some of these wild and crazy tea stories, and just talking about it, giving our unsolicited advice and opinions, just dishing it up, providing hot takes. Think chaotic, cozy, funny, and a little unfiltered. Okay, who am I kidding? A lot unfiltered. Me and filtered, we don't know each other. Diving into it, me and who I am. You already know my name because it's in the title. I'm your girl, Taylor Leigh. All my friends just call me Taylor or Tay. And yeah, I am a mom. I am a mom of two. I also have ADHD, as I have said. You might hear me talk about my kids or sharing my experiences with numerous things in the past in terms of I have a wide variety of life experiences. So I'm hoping that that will be a good kind of, starting point for me when it comes to sharing some of these unsolicited advice and opinions when reading these stories. Absolutely nobody asked for me to come on here and do this. Absolutely nobody asked for me to go on here and share these thoughts. But once again, here I am, just for you guys. I do love to ramble. I love to go on little tangents, but I promise you there is a method to the madness. There is a premise to the story. There always is. It will always come together in the end. Eventually, we will always loop back around. I promise. All right, let's get into our first little mini spill. So I just wanted to give you guys kind of a rough idea of what to expect on the show. I'm going to be reading a Reddit post that I found a few minutes ago. Now, on the show, I will never pre-read these. I may skim them just to kind of see if it looks interesting or not, but I've never actually read the full story. I will read it live with you guys and give my live reactions. So, today's story comes to us from Am I the Asshole subreddit, and the title is called Am I the A-hole for staying married because I don't want to lose our apartment? Right off the bat, I thought this one was juicy. It was posted less than an hour ago with 44 comments and a lot of upvotes. So, yes, are you the a-hole? Are you the a-hole? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards it, but let's go ahead and read and let's see. Let's not pass too much judgment here. It starts off with, I, 32 female, am married to my husband who is 35 male. We've been together for 6 years and our relationship is basically over. We don't sleep in the same room anymore, and we barely talk unless it's about bills or something practical. I'm pretty sure he's seeing someone else. His phone goes off late at night, and he disappears for work dinners that don't make sense. At this point, I don't even care enough to ask. Okay, so hold on. You're saying that you have been with your partner for 6 years. Your relationship is basically over. You don't even sleep in the same room. You barely talk. And you're pretty sure that he's seeing somebody else. So why are you staying? You sound so unhappy. You sound so unhappy. Why would you stay in this relationship and you don't even care enough to ask? Okay, let's get into some more context here. So it says, the reason I haven't filed for divorce is because of where we live. When he made partner last year, we moved into a luxury building in Manhattan. It's the nicest place I've ever lived. There's a gym, pool, concierge, and the apartment has a view people notice right away when they visit. Okay, so it's a nice building. Most of my social life is now centered around the building. I hang out with other women who live here, go to yoga downstairs, and my routine is completely tied to this place. Oh, boo-hoo. Boo frickin' hoo. Cry me a river. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? It's the sound of the world's tiniest violin playing for you, okay? Cry me a fucking river. Cry me a river. Cry me a river. Yeah, no, I can't. I absolutely can't. I don't like this woman. If we split, I couldn't afford it on my own. I'd have to move into a smaller apartment and start over. My sister says I'm being selfish for staying, but a few friends say I'm being practical. So, am I the a-hole for choosing the apartment over ending the marriage? Yeah. Yeah, I think you're the a-hole, and let me tell you why. I think you're the a-hole because you're being an asshole to yourself here, really. Why are you staying in a relationship that you are not happy in just so that you can have the material things? It's not making sense to me here. Why are you still hanging on to something that's not going anywhere? You don't see yourself having a happy, committed future here. You see yourself having happy times and doing freaking yoga with your new freaking besties that you made in the building. You're seeing yourself having happy times with all of the luxury things, not having happy times with your partner. I want to know, you don't care enough to ask. So have you, even tried to work on things at all? Have you guys addressed any of the issues that you have? Lack of intimacy, things like that. Like, have you even tried going to therapy at all? Do you even want to go to therapy? Like, I think if you do want to stay in the building, it's worth figuring out your relationship for, but that's just me though. I don't know. Let's just see what some of the comments have to say. This person says, so you're staying together for material things and not for love. You sound like you're being an asshole to yourself for sure. See, I'm not the only one that said it. See? Exactly, point blank, period. Is there any hope for you to rekindle that flame at all? Have you tried therapy? Maybe this is something you guys need to talk through together. Yes, I think this is definitely something you guys need to talk through. And maybe you don't necessarily have to bring up the infidelity aspect of it. But you could just bring up like, hey, it's been a while. We don't sleep in the same room anymore. It's been a while since we've gone out on a date and, things like that. Try spicing things up a little bit. Some of the other comments say, not the a-hole, but it won't last forever. Sooner or later, he will want a space for his new relationship and you will have to decide what to do. So just prepare yourself for that moment. That's a good point. That's a good point. If he really is in a new relationship, he's going to want to have a place to bring his new girlfriend back to at some point, whether that's before or after you guys get divorced. Unfortunately, sometimes people don't always want to wait and, they get sneaky and they get sloppy and then things can blow up in your face and theirs. This person says, not the a-hole. If he's cheating, he's a jerk. But if it's up to you, how you feel and how you proceed. You could always discuss opening the marriage and you can find a side piece too. There's a lot worse reasons to stay in an unfulfilling marriage than a swanky place to live. That's a good point that I didn't think of too, is why not try opening the marriage and finding maybe somebody else that does fulfill all the needs that your partner's not, and still staying together for the practical side of things. Maybe maybe your partner seeing you with somebody else, getting all those things fulfilled might spark something in them and be like, oh, wait a second. I actually really love this woman and I don't want to lose all of these things and I don't want to lose her. So how can I make that happen? How can I provide all of these things? And then maybe he'll take some notes. I don't want to get too far into reading the comments because this is only supposed to be a mini spill. But to answer the question, are you the a-hole for staying married? Yes, you are the a-hole. You're the a-hole to yourself, my dear. And that is the tea. That's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for listening. I had so much fun doing this little podcast pilot episode, this little intro. I'm so excited to see everything that this podcast has in store. I hope you guys enjoyed listening. All right, babies, that's all I have for you today because this is just supposed to be a little mini episode, a little mini spill, a little pilot for you guys. So this has been your new regular dose of cozy chaos brought to you by caffeine, ADHD, and questionable decisions. I have to go rinse out my hair dye because I totally forgot that I had missed a spot when I was dyeing my hair earlier, so I had to quickly put on a little bit more after I had already washed my hair out, and then I got so focused on this podcast that I forgot that I never washed out the little patch. I have to go do that now. So, once again, I am your host, Taylor Leigh, and I'll see you at our next tea party. Stay cozy, stay nosy. Bye, babies.